So we are talking about BCD addition. Okay, we are talking about BCD addition, and then so far what we did was like we classified the cases into three categories, and then we saw that if the resulting number is a valid BCD, then the result is need not be modified, we got the right result. But if it becomes a invalid combination of 4-bit numbers, then we need to add 6 in order to correct and get the right result. And then also we consider the last category where we have carry coming after the first addition of the two numbers. Okay, in that case also we need to correct the result by adding 6 to it. Okay, all of this can be implemented by using a hardware, but since we have not started any discussion on hardware, I will draw the hardware in the form of a block diagram. Okay, so the main component of hardware that is involved here is basically the adder, 4-bit binary adder. Okay, so suppose we have a 4-bit binary adder. Okay, later we will see how to make this block. Okay, so we have this 4-bit binary adder to which we have inputs. Okay, this is a 4-bit input. Let's say it is A, we will call it as A. So input A, it's a first BCD number, and this is a second BCD number, and then we also have a carry in. So we are adding two BCD numbers with a carry in. Okay, and there is a binary adder, but only the inputs are in BCD format. A and B are in BCD format. And what we will get, binary adder, whenever we add 4-bit numbers, we will get basically a 4-bit result and a carry out, which I call it as C out. Okay, so carry in is coming from the previous bit position. Okay, if I consider like 341 plus 872, then say 1 plus 2, that is 3, 4 plus 7, so that will give you 11, so with a carry. So this is coming from here. This carry is coming by adding these two. The second position we are getting a carry. So here the carry was 0. Okay, here the carry was 0, no carry was coming. So sometimes there will be carry coming depending upon what is the result in the previous bit, and we are basically focusing on just one position with a carry input and with a carry out. And certain cases we don't need to do anything, but in certain cases we need to add 6. So we need to selectively perform an addition with the result. So we need another 4-bit. This is a second 4-bit binary adder. This is just for the correction. Now since we need to add 6, so 6 is what we need to add. So the BCD code for 6 is basically 0 1 1 0. So out of the 4-bit, 2 bits are 0. This are 0. The other 2 bit depends whether it should be 1 or 0. If what we get is a proper result, then we don't need to add 6. Okay, we just need to add 0. So we need a logic circuit which can distinguish case 1 and the remaining cases. Okay, case 1 means you need to add 0 here, but if it is case 2 or case 3, you need to basically add 6 there. So all that we need to do in order to add 6 is to make this middle 2 bits 1. Okay, and when do we need to do that? So the case when we need to do, one case is that we have a carry out, that is our third case, and the other case is when we have the invalid code. So in the, what are the invalid codes? Let's look at the invalid code and the valid code. So out of the 16 combination, the last 6 codes are invalid. Like you have 1010. So before this you have valid code, which is 1001, and before that you have 000, that is 8. Okay, so this is 8, this is 9, and this is invalid 1010, then 1011, then we have 1100, 1100, 1101, 1110, 1111. So 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So these are invalid code. So how do we detect, or how do we distinguish between the first 10 and the last 6? Okay, so that's very easy. If you have so if you look at all these cases which are putting here, all these cases, it has some property, that is basically the first 2 bit is 1. No other case has first 2 bit 1. And if I look at the previous 2 invalid codes, the first and the third bit is 1. So either if the first 2 bits are 1 or first and third 2 bits are 1. So this way you can consider the case. So let's do a logic circuit. So first 2 bits are 1. Okay, you take the first 2 bits and you pass it through an AND gate. If both are 1, you will have a high there, or you can have another possibility, that is first and the third bit. Okay, so if this goes 1, so either carrying becomes 1, or if any of these 2 cases comes. Okay, so the violet colored part basically detects whether any of these 6 possibilities are coming. Okay, if either the first 2 bits are 1 or first and the third bit are 1, in that case it will generate a 1, and that is given into an OR gate. So basically any of these 3 things happens, that is carry become 1, or first 2 bits 1, or first and the third bit become 1 of the result, then we need to give a 1 to the as the second input of the second 4-bit binary adder. Okay, so we add A and B by using a first 4-bit binary adder, and that will give a result. Now depending upon this result, if there was no carry, as well as if these digits that we got here is either of the first 10 combination, then all the input to the OR gate will be 0, and the output of the OR gate will also be 0. So the input here is 0, 0, 0, 0. So nothing will be added, nothing is to be added. So the same result will come at the output. But if it is the third category where we got a carry, then that carry will make it as a 6 here. The second input will become 6. First input is basically coming from the above order. The other input is going to become 6. So that 6 will be added and the result will be corrected. Okay. So if this circuit able to do so this is basically BCD adder circuit, okay, which is implemented using 2 4-bit binary adder. It has a carry in and also it has a carry out. Okay, so the final carry out is this. Okay, so this this basically becomes the carry into the next such block. So if you look at all together, all of these things, if you can put it into a box, then what you will see is
Excuse me, sir.
yes.
Sir, one student needs a permission to join the class, sir.
Okay. Okay, so if I draw it as a single block, so this is your BCD adder with carry. Okay, so it has a carry in, carry out, and you can say S as the output, A, B. So inside this we have the above circuit. Okay, again I am not giving the complete circuit. The complete circuit would involve how to implement the binary adder, which we will go into later. I hope you can understand what is an AND gate and OR gate, which I have used here, which also I have not introduced in this course so far, but probably you are all familiar with those basic ideas. Still, we will look at them later. Okay, so this basically bring together all the things that we were looking at earlier. Now, can we do subtraction using binary adder? Is that possible? The answer is again yes, it is possible to implement subtraction also without having to convert the numbers into binary format. We can do subtraction. Now if you have to do subtraction, then what is the method? So subtraction using BCD. Okay. So what is the procedure? We will use for subtraction, we will use either 9's complement or 10's complement. We will use either 9's or 10's complement method. Okay, because this code is basically a decimal number. This is a code for decimal number, not for binary number. Okay, we are using a binary code but to represent a decimal number, and therefore we need to use not 1's and 2's complement, we need to use 9's complement or 10's complement, which we saw in the yesterday's class. Okay, so let's take an example. Let's say that 23 minus 40. 23 minus 40. So what is the procedure? You have to let's stick to say 10's complement. Okay, we will stick to 10's complement. We can do it with 9's complement also, but more popular is the radix complement rather than the diminished radix complement. Even you see that for binary also 2's complement is more popular than 1's complement. Okay, it has some advantage when it comes to implementation. Okay, so 23 minus 14, this is what we want to do, and then how we can do it. So this is to be represented as now one question is that how can we represent negative numbers? Okay, or how do we represent the sign? In decimal format we use the symbol minus sign or plus sign to represent the positive and negative numbers. Okay, but how do we do that when you represent using BCD codes? So 23 is straightforward to represent, but if you want to incorporate one sign bit, we need to add one more digit one more BCD code, and so 23 is a 2-digit number. So we will incorporate the sign bit. We will incorporate the sign bit by introducing one more digit, okay, and that digit we will, so if it is positive, for positive numbers we will use 000, a 4-bit in the sign position. Okay, so this is basically representing 0. So, or in other words, 23 plus 23 will be represented as BCD code like this, 000, and then you have this is basically representing the sign, and then 2, that will be 0 0 1 0, and then 3 is 0 0 1 1. So this is how you will. So we have allocated first 4-bit to represent the sign. Okay, so that's what we do. Or in simply, if you can say that it is basically 0 2 3. Okay, in a concise notation you can say. So where 0 means this 4 bits, 2 means this 4 bits, 3 means this 4 bit. Okay, so now what about minus 14? In a similar way, we will allocate 4-bit, but now for minus sign we will use 9, okay, to represent the minus sign, and then you have 0 0 0 1, and then 0 1 0 0, or in other words we have 9, we have 9, okay, I think I made a mistake. So we need to represent first of all it in the tens complement form. Okay, so I need to not, so I have to correct it. Negative numbers are represented as tens complement form, and then we have a sign bit for 9. So the first 4-bit is going to be this one, that will represent the 9, but then it's a negative 14, so we need to write it in tens complement form. So how do we do that? Tens complement, so we have studied earlier. You have to subtract, first find out the 9's complement and then add 1 to it. So 9 minus 4 is 5, 9 minus 1 is 8, then add 1 to it, so you will have 86. So it will be basically 9 8 6. Okay, so this is basically the representation of minus 14, or in BCD code format we have to put the code corresponding to 8, and then the code corresponding to 6, like this. Okay. Now just like we have done the earlier order implementation, everything is same. Only difference here is that we use this sign bit and then 2 tens complement representation. Okay, so in tens complement representation we have it is 86, and then we put the sign bit as 9. Or in other words, we can say that a more better way you can look at it is, you start with the plus 14. So plus 14 is what? 0 0 0, then 0 0 0 1, then 1, sorry, 0 1 0 0. So this is plus 14. Just like I have written plus 23, you can write plus 14. Now in decimal format I can write it as 0 1 4, right? Just like I wrote 0 2 3, I can write. Now taking tens complement. Okay, taking tens complement, what you have to do? You have to subtract from 999 014. So that will be 5, then 8 and 9. Then you add 1. So you will get it as 986. 986. So this is what exactly we are doing. Okay. So we start with the plus 14. Okay. To represent minus 14, what you have to do? You have to take the tens complement. Okay. So you take the plus 14 and takes, which is 014, and then take the tens complement. You will get 986. Okay. So this 9 is basically sign. So it is better to consider this way rather than the way I considered earlier. Okay. Here I have by hand added the 9 here, but here the 9 comes automatically. If you treat it as 3 digits with the first digit representing the sign. So you need to have enough number of digits such that it will cover the range that we are going to calculate with. Okay, so now 023 plus 986. So 023 plus 986. Okay, so what are we doing? We are doing 23 plus minus 14, I suppose. Yeah. So what will we get? 3 plus 6. So you use the BCD order, then you can correct it whenever depending upon the case at each bit position. The first position you don't have any input carry, so it is 0. So 3 plus 6 is 9. That's a valid BCD, no correction involved. Then we have 8 plus 2, that is 10. So we have a carry, so there will be correction involved, and after those correction you will get 0 here. Okay, and then 9 plus 1, so that is 10. Now this is tens complement method. So in tens complement method, if the carry comes, we just discard it and the remaining is the answer. Okay, so what we are seeing is that the answer is 9. Okay, 009, 009, or if I write it using the code, I will have 4000 and 1001. Okay, I have not explicitly shown it using this code, the addition, because I have already done that addition earlier for 1 bit position. So then all that you need to do is basically take out the carry from the first position as given to the second position bit addition, and then take the carry from the second position output to be given to the okay, so there are 3 BCD orders, like 4 bit each. So if you look at the circuit, it will be like this. Okay, the carry, so this carry will be given as 0, and this carry will be given here, and this carry is part of the result. And then you have a 4 bit here, 4 bit output here, 4 bit output here, and here you have 2 4 bit input. Okay, so we will so if I write in this particular example, I can say that what we are doing is, so here you have 0 2 3, the code corresponding to 0 to 3, and then I have the code corresponding to 9 8 6. Okay, and finally what I will get? I will get 9 0 0, and here it will be 1. So if 1 comes, I will just discard it. So this will be discarded. So 009, so that is my answer. Okay, so what is the answer? 23 minus 14 is 9. So our answer is correct. Okay, so same thing you can do the opposite case, 14 minus 23, in which case as you know that the output will be having no carry, but the result will be in 2's complement, or sorry, 10's complement form. Here also it is in 10's complement form, but since it is a positive number, 10's complement form means so this is a sign, no? So that is positive, and the remaining 2 digit is basically the result. Okay, so now so that is basically the BCD addition and BCD subtraction. I'll ask you to do the other case, that is 14 minus 23, and verify it yourself. Okay, so these are not binary adders, these are BCD adders implemented using this is also BCD adder. So single digit, okay, is added. So just like I have drawn the block here somewhere, so this block is what I am talking about, which contains basically all of this. Okay, so now so far we have only seen BCD. Now, is there any other code that are possible? Yes, of course. So you can do other code also, because you see that for representation of decimal digit, you need to use at least 4-bit binary code, right? For at least 4-bit should be there, because if you use 3-bit, you can only have 8 possibilities. But in for decimal numbers, okay, so number, or for decimal number symbols, we have 10 cases, right? Therefore at least 4-bit code is required. Now using 4-bit we have 16 combination, but out of that 6 we have to ignore. Okay, now which 6 is to be ignored, that is up to us. So depending upon the which of the 6 bits you are ignoring, you can have, you know, so many different kinds of codes possible. BCD case, we are ignoring the last 6. Okay, out of the 16 possible combinations, we must ignore 6 of them. We must ignore 6 of them. But which 6? So binary coded decimal, or BCD, ignores the last 6 combinations. Now there are other ways of doing it. So another popular one is XS3 code. Now XS3 code ignores the first 3 and the last 3. So altogether 6, first 3, last 3. So let's look at that. Okay. So we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So these are the 10 digits. So we need to choose out of the 16 possible binary codes, we need to assign any one to the 0, 2, 1 etc. up to 9. So BCD, we know that it allocated the first for 10 cases 0 0 0 to 0 sorry 1 0 0 1. But in XS3 we just add to the code corresponding to BCD, we just add 3 to it. So what we will get, for 0 is represented as 0 0 1 1. 1 is represented by the code 0 1 0 0. That's a representation, XS3 representation. And 2 is represented as 0 1 0 1. Just continue like this sequentially. No changes to be there. And then we have 1 0. 4 is basically 0 1 1 1. Then 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 1 1 1 0 0. Okay, so these are the selected 10 codes out of the 16 possibilities. So we have ignored the first 3. So let me write the ignored cases. The ignored cases are, first of all, 0 0 0 is not considered, then 0 0 0 1 is not considered, 0 0 1 0 ignored, and then we have 1 1 0 1 1 1 1 0 1 1 1. So these 6 cases are ignored, they are not selected. Okay, so this is what we call as XS3 code. Now why do we want XS3 code? We could do everything with BCD code. Now BCD code has some disadvantage, and the disadvantage is that when we do arithmetic operation with negative numbers especially, so in this example itself, if you look at, we need to find out this 986 when we do 23 minus 14. So minus 14 had to be represented. So minus 14, we first wrote the 0 1 4 and then we took the tens complement to so this is basically equivalent to minus 14, right? So how to get 986 from 0 1 4? Okay, we need to do this subtraction again, but then for that we need an additional circuitry, right, which is not convenient. So the whole purpose of coming into codes is in order to make it smooth. Okay, we don't want to do the translation from as we saw earlier, this whole thing. We don't want the translation from decimal to binary number and then binary addition and then translation back. But so that advantage we could have will be lost if we need additional circuitry to generate the tens complement, that is subtracting from 9999 and adding 1 to it. So can we do something else to overcome it? Yeah, we can do that, just like we could overcome this in the case of 2's complement and 1's complement. 1's complement, I told you, just flip every bit, you could get the 1's complement, right? So now the same thing is possible here. Okay, if you look at here, if you flip every bit here, okay, so you can see that the first case 0 0 1 1 and the last case 1 1 0 0, it is just a flipping. Or in other words, if you start with say 0, so our case is what we had 0 1 4, right, which is basically 0. If I write 0 1 4 in XS3, how does it look like? 0 0 0, no, 0 0 0 is not there. 0 0 0 is not there. So 0 is represented as what? 0 0 1 1, and then I have 1, which is basically 0 1 0 0, and then again 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 0. Sorry, 4 is what? 4 is basically 0 1 1 1. Okay. So this is 4, and then I used 1, which is this. So this is 1, this is 4, and this is 0. So this is the XS3 representation of 0 1 4. Now we had to do what? We had to find out the 9's complement and then add 1 to it, right? So to find the 9's complement, all you need to do is flipping. So take every bit, flip it. So this will become 1 1 0 0. Next one 1 0 1 1. Then you have 1 0 0 0. Now what is this? In XS3, what is this? In XS3, if you look at what is this, it is 1 1 0 0 is 9. This one. Then 1 0 1 1 1 0, that is this 8. Then 5. So that is the 9's complement, right? Just we found it out earlier. 9999 minus 014. So this subtraction we don't need to perform. So 9's complement could be found out very easily if you use the XS3. So XS3 is therefore useful to make it faster, the 9's complement, and then adding with carry you can implement to find the 10's complement. If you want to do, you just need to add with carry, so that also can be done very easily. So we don't need any subtraction here. The whole purpose of going into complement is to avoid or make it easier to do the subtraction. But in order to do the 9's complement, we need to take the complement. So whenever we want to take the complement, if the taking of complement involves subtraction, the advantage is lost. So XS3 has that advantage. Okay. Another possibility is also there, which is also called one more code I will write. So which is 2421 code. So this is a weighted code, just like the binary number has weight. Okay. Binary number positions are basically 8 4 2 1, right? So this is the binary. It has a weight. Binary, you can call it as a binary code because it's a weighted code. So this is an example of weighted code. That means that it has a place value. Earlier it doesn't have any place value. It is just the 1 and 0 there doesn't have any place value, but here you have place value. Now what is this? This is also has the advantage of finding out the complement, and the way it is going to be arranged, if I look at, so 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So 0 is you have this 0 0 0, and then 1 is 0 0, 0 1, 2 is 0 0 1 0. Okay, so yeah, I will go up to here and then 0 0 1 1, and then you have 0 1 0 0. Okay, so I have taken the 5 code from the initial phases, and then for 5 I will skip the next 6 code, that is basically 5 6 7 8 9 10. I'll skip it, and then I will go to 11 1 0 1 1, and 6 1 1 0 0, 7 1 1 0 1, 8 1 1 1 0, 9 1 1 1 1. So this also has the symmetry. If you look at on this, you can see that this is symmetry. Symmetry is what? If you flip this, you will get this, and that kind of symmetry is essential for taking complements by just inverting the bit, flipping the bit. Okay. It was there for XS3 also, if you look at, because in XS3 we introduced the symmetry by eliminating the first 3 and the last 3. Here we are eliminating the middle part. Okay, that is another way of creating the symmetry, but the difference here is that it has a place value. For example, any of this number, if you take say 1 1 0 0, now you can expand it and write it as 1 into 1 into 2 plus then 1 into 4 plus 0 into 2 plus 0 into 1. So which is what? 2 plus 4 plus 0 plus 0. That is 6. Okay, so that's what I did. I took this number, okay, just to show you that it has a place value. For each position, you just multiply with this is the weight. You have to multiply with the weight in order to get the value. Okay, so this has the same advantage as of XS3 in taking the complements, but I am not going to show you. But from the symmetry it is understood. Here also, if you can look for the symmetry, if you draw a line here, you can see that there is symmetry here. So if you have this kind of symmetry, and then complementing will give you or flipping the bit will give you the complement. Alright, so that's where I would like to stop. If you have any doubts, you can ask now. There are many more codes that are possible. As you can see that we have to just eliminate 6 combinations. So depending upon what combination you eliminate, you end up in a code. But if at all the resulting code does not have any particular advantage, it is not very useful. Okay, so this XS3 and 2421 code, they have some advantage because it is very useful for taking the 9's complement by flipping the bit. That's why they became popular. BCD code is very convenient representation for decimal digits. Okay, so if there is any questions, you can address.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
So actually, it's not a question; it's an information, sir. So actually, a lot of students got exited from the meeting unexpectedly, so they weren't able to join, sir, the meeting.
Yeah. Actually, I think that's because the meeting was kept for 1 hour duration, I think. So I will change. I will change it to 2 hour duration, so that problem will be solved.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. and it is better not to exit also.
No, sir. Actually, I too got exited unexpectedly. Like it automatically got exited due to network issues or something. I don't know,
Oh,
sir.
okay, okay.
We don't do anything. This is
Anyhow,
what we.
you don't need to give a second attendance. Okay, attendance you only give one time. Don't put it multiple times. So it will be counted for two classes. But is there
Okay,
any questions?
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, in the concept of overflow,
Yes. Yes.
sir, in there we have added two numbers which are -6 and -5.
Mhm.
One of the examples that you have taken.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then, if
Minus
we add,
minus. Which one you are saying? 1, 2, 3, 4.
sir, take the example 4, sir.
4 minus
Minus
7 minus 5. Okay. Yes.
Sir, while adding, we should get the number 12, but still we are not getting the correct number, sir. Correct result.
No, that's what that the reason why we are not getting is because overflow has happened. That's why so whenever there is an overflow, the result is not valid. Result
So, but
will.
still after correcting it, result is
No, we
we
are
are not
not
getting.
corrected. We have not corrected it. Did we do anything to correct? We only discussed detection of overflow.
Oh,
And the moment we detect an overflow, we should not accept the result. It's a wrong result. So that's all what we are saying. We detected overflow has happened, so result is not valid.
yes, sir.
Yeah.
So that is why, sir, I thought that we have neglected the one, but when I verified the result, still the result is not
No,
matching.
that I already told here. No, I am saying the result is 4. According to the rule, the result is 4. But whether the 4 is to be taken or accepted, the answer is no, because overflow is detected. How do you detect overflow? By looking at the carry of the MSB position and the previous position.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, one thing which I forgot to tell is that in BCD addition also you can detect overflow, because you see half of the numbers are allocated to be positive. When we take a 3-digit number, like here I have written 3, 4, where is that example? BCD order example. Yeah, so let me go there. I have not discussed it, but yeah, this one. If you look at 0, 2, 3, 986, so 986 is a negative number, 0, 2, 3 is a positive number, so there is no issue. One number is positive, another number is negative, no issue. Overflow happens when we have both number positive or both number negative. So similar way you can discuss 4 cases, just like I have discussed, but then here it is little bit more subtle. So let me just tell you, taking an example. So okay, overflow in BCD addition. For example, you are adding basically 3 0 plus 3 0. You will get 6 0. Now, if okay, so if you treat it as a positive number, how do I put it? Okay, let's take a particular number properly. Using, so I have to think about the proper example. So like 2-digit numbers like earlier. So 20, the maximum positive digit is 99, right? Plus 99. It's the maximum positive digit. we can have. So if the result is becoming more than, so for example, 82 plus 43. Okay, 82 plus 43. This is what I want to do. So I will introduce a sign bit 0, 8, 2, and then 0, 4, 3. Now what will happen? So if I do this, so 2 plus 3, 5, 8 plus 4, 12, and then 1. Now here I got a 1, okay, not 0. So 0 represent our sign, right? So so in this case we don't have a carry that is generated. We don't have a, this is a case of overflow for definite. So what we got, if you try to interpret this result, what we got is 125. But 125 is what? It is not an accepted number, because the accepted number is basically either it should have 0 here or 9 here. These are the two cases that are accepted. But now we have in the sign bit or the sign position, you have 1 there. Okay, so this is a case of overflow. So the maximum number that you can represent is up to 99. Okay, so if the result is becoming more than 99, then you have an overflow. Okay, so if you look here, this also there is a carry coming out here, so which is basically 1, and no carry coming out here. Okay, so this is a case of overflow. Now the other way in which overflow can happen is now the other result that we computed, that is adding positive and negative number, there was no issue. Okay, so this is what we did, and here carry came and we discarded, and the result is correct. And if you look at here, you can see that this is 1, and here also there is 1. So there is 1, 1. Okay, so whenever these are same, you have no overflow, 1, 1 or 0, 0. But now here it is 0, 1. Now the other case also, let me just show you. That is when you add two numbers. So that is like so the two number could be two negative numbers. Okay, so what can I say? So for example, minus 40 minus 70. So this result will also overflow, because it will go to minus 110, right? So if you start with 3-digit representation, 3 decimal digit. Now minus 40, what you have to do is, first of all, you take plus 40, which is basically 0, 4, 0, and then take the 9's complement, so that means 999 minus 0, 4, 0, which is 959, 959, then plus 1, so that will be 960. So 960 plus then similarly 70, 070, you take 9999 minus 070, so 9, 2, and then 9 plus 1, 930. So this is what we are going to add. So that if you do it, 0, 6 plus 3, 9. Now you see no carry has come here, and when I added 6 plus 3, no carry, but 9 plus 9, when I add, it will be generating carry. So according to the rule, we say discard the carry, the remaining is the number, but you see that the remaining number has 8 there. Okay, so therefore it is a clearly an indication, positive, negative, the negative number means 9 should be there. So another way if you look at is, in this position there was no carry, but here there is carry. So 1 0 and 0 1, the result is not acceptable. Okay, so there are more you can also detect it very easily. You don't need to look at the carry also. So there is a better, maybe a better way is like, if at all you have neither 0 nor 9. Okay, in such cases you have but in comparing with the same procedure as before, you can look at the carry. So if the carry is 1 1 or carry is 0 0, then no overflow, but if it is 0 1 or 1 0, you have overflow. Okay, any other question?